Mm, 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 mm. Y'all, welcome back to another episode. I'm Swipa Cam. Welcome back to the channel. Man, oh man, the Miami Lights. The Miami Knights. Hey, hey, hey. Get it. Hey, y'all know the Denver Nuggets like being in Miami. Miami. Hey, Miami. Hey, Miami. Yeah, do the shoulder roll. Let me see y'all do it. Huh, huh. Miami Nights. Lights so bright. What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. I don't know about you, but I just got done watching the Denver Nuggets get a nice win in Miami with no Jamal Murray, no Aaron Gordon, and we got to do the dance together. Yo, what a good game. I was actually very satisfied watching that game. This is one of the games where you see the Nuggets are without Murray, they're without Aaron Gordon, they're just getting Thomas Bryant in. Reggie Jackson, I don't think it's officially on the team yet. And so you're like, all right, they lost one against the Magic. They just beat Charlotte. What's the energy going to be like? Now the Denver Nuggets go 2-1 on the road stand. 2-1 on the road stand. Now that's huge. Again, I was hoping they would go at least 2-1, hopefully 3-0. But the easiest games were going to be against the Magic and against the Hornets. Now, the bench, again, got outscored 56-10 versus the Magic. The team collectively played better this last game versus the Charlotte Hornets. And tonight, everybody comes out and does their job, including the bench and the starters. As a matter of fact, the starters were actually the ones that were dragging in the first quarter, and the bench was able to come in and give you really, really valuable minutes across the board. So it was a great game tonight for the Denver Nuggets. Y'all, by the way, something needs to be said and something needs to be shared. I don't know if you all realize this, but there's some information that I want to share with you that's really, really important for you to know. The Denver Nuggets are now 40-18 on this season. This is the best record before the All-Star break in team history. This is the best Denver Nuggets team in franchise history. Now, people ask the question, I've said this before, well, what about the Alex English 1980s team? What about them? Yeah, you're right. They were great. They weren't beating them Lakers. What about the 2009 Denver Nuggets with Carmelo Anthony and Chauncey Billups and Kenyon Martin and Nene Hilario and the rest of the roster, all the players that they had? They were also very good. But that team, again, wasn't beating the Lakers. The Denver Nuggets are now sitting in a situation where they have maybe the best five-man unit in basketball. You can give it to the Warriors if you would like. They have the best starting unit, arguably, in basketball. The bench has been coming together. You got Reggie Jackson, Bruce Brown, Christian Brown, Vlatko Cancar, and now Thomas Bryant. And you got Michael Malone, who I have said is one of the top 6 or 7 coaches in the NBA. He's one of the 4 longest tenure coaches in the NBA. I believe it's Kerr, Spoelstra, and Popovich and Malone. I believe it's those 4. I believe it's Kerr, Spoelstra, Popovich, and Malone. I think those are the 4 longest tenured. And Popovich is number 1, Spoelstra's number 2, Kerr's number 3, and Malone's number 4. And again, that's significant because you got a cohesiveness. There's a camaraderie that exists. There's a culture that's been built. The Denver Nuggets have the front office. Calvin Booth, I think personally, should be one of the 3 main candidates for Executive of the Year. You trade for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope and Ish Smith. You acquire Bruce Brown in the offseason. And then on top of that, Christian Brown in the draft, Peyton Watson to be determined, Peyton Watson, and then obviously Ismail Kamagate to be determined. So there's a lot that goes into this team. Now you have Reggie Jackson and you have Thomas Bryant. So the Denver Nuggets are maybe the best assembled that they've been. Again, Aaron Gordon having a career year. Jamal Murray is looking better maybe even than he did before he went down with the ACL injury. Then Michael Porter Jr. is back, playing better two-way basketball than he ever has. And then obviously KCP slotting in really well. He drafted with a defensive identity because Calvin Booth's mindset has been, we don't need more offense. We need more defense and we need more ball handlers. So you had Bones. Bones had to get shipped out because of some different things with the fit, where he is in his development, his maturity. There are just some things that need to continue to be grown in him, and the Nuggets can't go through that process with him, which is why they acquired Thomas Bryant and Reggie Jackson. They needed some more adults in the room. But like I said, y'all, look at this: 40-18 on the season, and they played a really good game versus a good Heat team tonight. They did. The Denver Nuggets, they win tonight 112-108. And y'all, I don't know how many times we got to say it. I don't know how many times people feel like they need to hear it. Nikola Jokic is the best player in the NBA. He is. Nikola Jokic is the best player in the NBA. He is maybe the most consistent superstar in the NBA, which, again, you got your LeBrons, you got your Giannis's, got your Steph Curry's, but I don't know if there's anybody more consistent, y'all. Tonight versus Bam Adebayo, Nikola Jokic versus Bam Adebayo tonight had 27 points, 12 rebounds, 8 assists. He shot 12 of 14 from the field for 85.7%. 85.7%. He was 3 of 3 from the free throw line. He had an 88.1% true shooting. He was a +5 on the night in the game. They won by 4. And when he plays this season, the Denver Nuggets are 37-13. The Nuggets are 37-13. That is good for a 61-win pace over the course of an 82-game season. The 61-win pace over the course of an 82-game season, 37-13. That is incredible, incredulous. That is insane that a single player can have that level of effect on a team. This is, again, no Murray, no Gordon, no KCP, no MPJ. Some of these players are not always there, yet Jokic is able to do this. He's the best player in the NBA. He's having the best season in the NBA last week for the 7th straight week. Let me say this again so you all can hear me. For the 7th straight week, Nikola Jokic was at the top, numero uno, at the top of the NBA.com's MVP ladder. For the 7th straight week, by far, the longest reign he has ever had over the course of his career. Even last year, he didn't have a freak of dominance like that, where every single week it was him. And the reason why it's him is because Jokic this season is playing incredible basketball. It's just as simple as that. He has 27, 12, and 8, and it wasn't even a top 10 game, top 15 game of his season. That's how good he's been. Jokic on the season is averaging 25, 11.4, and 10.1 on 70.3% true shooting now. Last 5 games, Jokic is averaging 24, 14 rebounds, 10 assists, and he's shooting 63% from the field, 43% from 3, and 80.5% from the line. On the season, Jokic is averaging 25, 11, and 10, 1.3 steals, 0.7 blocks, 63% from the field, which I know I like breaking up twos because I don't want to. That doesn't surmise the actual story. But he's shooting 39% from 3 and 82.3% from the free throw line, y'all, with 40 double-doubles and 20 triple-doubles. 40 double-doubles and 20 triple-doubles. So again, Jokic is having an all-time season. He leads the NBA in plus-minus. He has the efficiency. He has the volume. And even defensively, he did a great job. Bam Adebayo tonight has played really well this entire season. Bam Adebayo had 19 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists on 6 of 14 from the field, and 7 of 7 from the free throw line. He was a -6. Bam Adebayo arguably has been the 3rd best center in the NBA. 19, 2, and 2 on 6 of 14 and a -6. Jokic had a lot to do with that. Jokic did what he needed to do to take care of business tonight. So shout out to Jokic, 34 minutes, 27, 12, and 8. 12 of 14 from the field. That is excellent. By the way, Michael Porter Jr. tonight, another bounce back game. 17 points, 6 rebounds, 5 of 13 from the field. Or 5 of 13 from 3, rather. He was 6 of 15 from the field. 5 of 13 from 3. 1 block, 1 steal, a +6. Now, he was shot chucking. He had 14 and 6 last game versus Charlotte. Definitely shot chucking. But that's okay. 13 attempts from 3. You like to see that. That's a lot. It means you're getting the ball up. And I don't mind that at all because it was a lot of that was in the rhythm of the offense. Some of that was pull up threes, stuff that he's actually really good at. Contested threes, again, shots he's really good at, but he just didn't hit those today. But Porter, in the first half, Jimmy Butler was having an excellent game. I see Dave even brought it up. Jimmy Butler's having an excellent game. Jimmy Butler finishes today with 24, 10, and 9 on 8 of 18, and he was a -3. And Jimmy Butler had basically like 17 at the half. So he had a good second half, but Porter had a lot. He even got a steal in the fourth quarter against Jimmy. Jimmy kept trying to isolate him. And Porter does decent versus players like Jimmy Butler, like Kawhi Leonard, like Paul George, players that are taller and like longer and that don't have the same level of suddenness as a Damian Lillard or a Trae Young or a Steph Curry or one of those archetype of players. So he actually played pretty good defense in the second half. Shout out to Porter, 17 and 6 today, and he got 13 3-pointers up. That's something to be committed. Then we got Bruce Brown tonight. I got a couple notes on Bruce Brown. He has 16 points, 2 rebounds, and 3 assists. 6 of 12 from the field, which is great. 3 of 7 from 3, which is great. 1 of 2 from the free throw line. He was a +3. He actually had some really good moments. He was back in the city that he played against. Back in the city he played against in college. He went to the University of Miami. And Bruce Brown had a good game in spots. He's a serviceable point guard, man. Like, again, he's a guy that if you are in a pinch, you need somebody to play point, he can do it. Like I said, Bruce Brown, second game of the year versus the Golden State Warriors, when nobody knew the Golden State Warriors were going to be butt on the road, but they were still very good. Still very good at home, which they have been. They were fully healthy too. Andrew Wiggins was there, Poole was there, Clay was there. Again, Bruce Brown had a 25-5 game versus the Warriors in Golden State, and it kind of helped set the tone for the rest of the year for Christian Brown, Bruce Brown, and KCP and Aaron Gordon defensively. So he has really good games, and he's had some good games as a starting level point guard. They have a really good record too. But to close the game, that's when you know you need Jamal Murray. You have to have him. Because Bruce Brown, multiple times on two-man actions, would get a screen, dive to the basket, and instead of kicking back to Jokic for a mid-range or at the 3 level or even just getting him on a move or even backing out, like driving, getting the defender committed, getting Bam on you, stepping out, and then getting it back to Jokic with like Gabe Vincent or Max Strus or somebody like that on him. And he wouldn't do it. He just simply wouldn't get back into that action. And he even challenged Bam Adebayo of all defenders. Like, he's a top 3 defender in the NBA. Challenged Bam Adebayo at the rim and got his shot blocked. And again, luckily the Nuggets they played good defense in the second half, especially as well. So luckily the Nuggets were doing their job and they were playing good two-way basketball, and they didn't need to have like a lot of late game scores. But he just really missed some keys tonight. But again, like, he's just getting used to playing that level of point guard again. So I think that's something that he'll continue to get better at. He's only 25. But the good news is that Murray, Lord willing, will be back after the All-Star break. Could, again, give him 3 weeks of rest, basically, if he doesn't play versus the Mavericks here in a couple of days. But I think that's going to be a really, really good opportunity for him to get some rest and for Bruce to get those reps. Because if you need to play, because if Reggie Jackson can't do it in the playoff, can you do this, Bruce? And I think that he can, but you just don't want to do that consistently. Vlatko Cancar, wow. 10 points, 5 rebounds, and 6 assists, 4 of 6 from the field, 0 of 2 from 3, 2 of 2 from the free throw line, 1 great block, 1 steal. He was a -1, staggered, but Vlatko had an insane block on the left wing. I think it might have been Max Strus, actually. Max was going off. Max Strus he shot 4 of 14 from 3, got him up today. Gabe Vincent shot 4 of 9 from 3. Jimmy Butler shot 1 of 2 from 3. And Vlatko Cancar had an amazing block. Like, Max Strus was going up, whoever was shooting it, and literally got up into his set. And as he was about to release, Vlatko comes flying towards the left side of his body and blocks it and like knocks him, the player, over. But it was more so the momentum of the ball in his hand that knocked him down. And it was just a great defensive play. Vlatko is really, really a good role player for this team. He can pass, he can cut, He knows how to read. He knows how to get his good shot selections. Like, he's shooting really well from three corners, even at the wing. Like, he's a decent decision maker. Again, not a heavy minute decent decision maker. But can he play with Jokic and Murray and Porter? Yes. Yes. Or even Gordon if he needs to substitute in there. Yeah. That's really valuable, especially at the rate that you're paying him. So 28 minutes for him today, 10, 5, and 6, 4, 6, -1. Really good, Blacko. Contavious Caldwell-Pope had another really good game. 8 points in 36 minutes, 8 points, 4 rebounds, and 6 assists. He's been staggering. He's been staggering a lot without Murray, and his minutes totals have been up there. 8 points, 4 rebounds, and 6 assists on 2 of 3 from 3, 3 of 5 from the field with 2 blocks. He was a -2, staggered, but he played a really good game. His facilitating isn't bad. It's like actually underrated. Like KCP's his playmaking is underrated. Again, he's your 4th best playmaker in your starting unit. Michael Porter Jr. is not a playmaker. That's not what he does. Not yet, at least. And KCP can do it. He actually can like dribble, get you in the sets. Now he had a turnover on an entry pass to Bam Adebayo over trying to get Jokic against Bam Adebayo, and then it got the ball stolen. So again, some of the like, hey, like here, dunk, here, over the top. But he doesn't have some of that. I don't know if that's confidence or just playing the position a lot. But again, KCP having an opportunity to even get more minutes as a decision maker is really good for the team. So the starters overall were very good. Caldwell was a -2, Jokic was a +5, Porter was a +6, Brown was a +3, and then you have Blacko -1. Off the bench, Alex Caruso with great hair. Christian Brown, 26 minutes, 10 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 of 6 from the field, 1 of 2 from the three-point line, 1 of 2 from the free throw line, 1 steal. He was a +4. Christian Brown is an animal. In the paint, he can shoot some. He made a mid-range shot today. He works well with Jokic. He works well with Porter. Works well with Murray. Yeah, man. That's a big deal. That's a really big deal that you have a player that young who's 6'6", that great of an athlete, who's just a very smart basketball player. He is a true blue chip Kansas Bill Self level player, meaning that he is just smart. And he had a great series of events today. He got like a nice little ball in the dunker spot. He was really close to the sideline, didn't step out, pump fake, made the layup. He crashed the board on an offensive rebound in the air, an extra layup. All the dirty stuff that you want to see from a role player, from your rookie, from a player that is a literal two-way player. Hopefully Christian Brown is a two-way juggernaut one day. Like I hope that the Nuggets, by the time he gets into his 3rd year, the Nuggets are like, yo, I don't know how we're going to be able to pay all these people. He's our 6th best player. He's our 5th best player. Maybe that's it. You know, KTP is basically has a deal for the next 3 years, this year and 2 more years. Christian take over and become that replacement. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the future holds. Right now, I'm just glad they got KTP, Bruce, Christian, and Aaron Gordon. And I consider the Christian Brown to be the same level of defender as them. Not as consistent yet, but it just has all the tools. I love Christian Brown. I really do. Jeff Green, one of his best games of the year, 20 minutes, 12 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 assist on 4 of 9 from the field, including a big dunk. He was slashing to the rim. 0-1 from 3, 4 of 4 at the free throw line. Huge. They won by 4, y'all. Those free throws were huge. He was also a +5 tonight off the bench. Again, Jeff doesn't usually have numbers like that, so I'm really happy for Jeff. Proud of Jeff that he was able to do that, especially coming back from the hand injury and all that stuff. Really good for him. Ish Smith tonight had 16 minutes, 2 points, 2 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 of 4 from the field. He was a +1 with 2 turnovers. Again, Ish is your 3rd point guard. Reggie Jackson is your 2nd point guard. Ish is a great 3rd point guard. And again, even if you want to consider Bruce Brown, then this should be your 4th point guard. It's a break glass in case of emergency or, hey, here, we need to get some real rotation minutes. And Ish is a veteran. He's smart. He's not perfect. He does a lot of things you don't love, but he does a lot of really good things well. Getting you in and out of your sets. He doesn't run the offense well all the time. Some of that was that we had a new player that came in and really took over today in some ways, but Ish was really good today. Shout out to Ish. But y'all, Thomas Bryant. I like Thomas Bryant. when he was with the Washington Wizards. I like Thomas Bryant when he was with the LA Lakers. And Thomas Bryant has real skill. Thomas Bryant tonight had 10 points and 2 rebounds in just 14 minutes, shot 4 or 5 from the field. Now, he had 3 fouls. He was a -1, but he was getting post positioning. He was getting mid-range shots, one that he hit. He was attacking Bam, Hightower, whoever was behind him that the Miami Heat was playing. He shot over a couple guys. He even had to switch onto a wing on defense. Again, it's not good at it, but the fact that you have somebody who's an athlete and who's young, man, really, really, really solid minutes from Thomas Bryant, man. I really loved the way he looked tonight. Like, I think he's going to get better and better too, because here's the thing. He had some really big games. He has a 31-14 game with the Lakers this year. He was averaging like 21-14 for a few games in a row, I believe. Just has a lot of talent. A lot of talent. But here's the thing. You know, I think he's going to get quality minutes, especially as the season goes along. And again, playing against teams that they don't have another big, if they don't have a lot of bigs, I think Jokic gets you in foul trouble. They're playing against Jaren Jackson Jr. and Steven Adams or DeAndre Ayton with the Suns, or the Warriors with Looney and with Draymond, or they're playing against the LA Lakers with Anthony Davis, and now they're going to have Mo Bamba. And Jokic gets them in foul trouble, and Thomas Bryant has to come in and keep putting pressure on your big and on your defense. Nightmarish. Because you want to generate as much friction in the paint as possible. That way, when you need to, when the situation calls for it, like, you can get them in foul trouble and keep them in foul trouble and keep applying pressure at the rim. The way I love to play basketball, I want to make sure that my team is putting pressure at the rim constantly, whether it's cutting, backdoors, whether it's action to get there, oops, dunkers, slashing. I want to see it. Interior post play, I want to see it. And so now that you have Jokic and Thomas Bryant, you really are just going to be in a bind as a defense, because you're not going to be able to relax on your interior. And that's what you want to see. I want to see your defense get broken from the inside out. And then that way shooters and stuff are there as well. So really good game, man. I'm really excited for Thomas, man. 10-2 tonight. The Denver Nuggets shot 58% from the field compared to 44% for the Miami Heat. The Nuggets only needed 76 shots today to get 112 points, by the way. The Nuggets shot 39% from 3 on 11-28. The Heat shot 12 of 35 from 3, 34%. So 39%, 34%. The Nuggets shot 13 of 15 from the free throw line for 87%. And then the Miami Heat shot 18 of 20 for 90%. Nuggets had 13 turnovers, lost the turnover battle to 8. So 13-8 for the Nuggets and the Heat. They had 34 assists tonight. 34 assists. I don't even know what the record. I don't know if any of y'all know. I got to look it up. The Denver Nuggets record when they have over 30 assists this season, I want to say it's like a 90% win percentage. And it's a lot of games too. A lot of games. So 34 assists for them. They had 39 rebounds with 6 offensive rebounds to the Heat's 34 rebounds, but 9 offensive rebounds, 4 blocks for each team, 3 steals to the Miami Heat's 9 steals, 18 personal fouls to the Heat's 14, and Jokic got a technical today, arguing the referee about a call. So the Denver Nuggets are sitting at, again, they're sitting at 40-18, best record through the All-Star break in team history. Best record through the All-Star break in team history. And again, they're now sitting, they're the second team in the NBA, by the way, to 40 wins. The Nuggets are, they're 5 games ahead of the Memphis Grizzlies, y'all. They're 5 games ahead of the Memphis Grizzlies for the 2 seed, 7 games ahead of the Kings for the 7th seed. Y'all, that means literally they would have to, the Nuggets would have to slide 5 games in the Memphis Grizzlies, win 5 just to catch up. Just to catch up. That is such a huge discrepancy. And that's so important. So important as the season gets later. So for the Nuggets to have a 5-game lead and to be 40-18, yo, that's incredible, man. And they got a game versus the Dallas Mavericks, who are 9 games back of first. So that's really incredible, man. I mean, I didn't even realize that they were that far ahead right now. But considering the context of what that means for the team and all that other stuff. I mean, that's a big deal, bro. Like for real, that's a huge deal. A 5-game lead with the All-Star break and stuff coming up. Y'all, Swipa gang, you know what time it is, man. We are on the way to 10,000 subscribers. Like button. We are on the way to 10,000, y'all. Swipa gang, 14-18. Jokic, who's MVP on the way? Hey, it might be time, y'all. Hey, y'all know what time it is. I see y'all.